Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a girl and there was a wolf. As is the way in these tales, they fell in love, but that love was not without consequence. They found each other in their loneliness. The wolf loved the girl for her soft hands and gentle nature, and the girl loved the wolf for her swiftness of foot and intelligent eyes, and together they found companionship. The wolf was slow, she could not run with the pack, nor could her teeth tear the throats of that which they hunted. The girl ran too much, hair full of twigs and bare feet filthy. She couldn't say the prayers or sing the hymns, but she knew the herbs to clear a wound of infection or ensure a child did not catch in the womb. It was no surprise they called her a witch. And so when the village folk saw her in an embrace with her wolf, they chased them away with steel and flame. They ran together into the woods, away from people and towards the pack, deep in the forest. But the wolf was not well loved either, and to bring a human into the pack was to do grievous harm. And so they ran again, pursued by snarling teeth and slashing claws. They ran until their feet bled. Far away from all of them, they curled up together in an embrace, at the roots of a solid tree and cried. As their tears fell, they soaked into the ground. Then the roots twisted and a face appeared. The earth had been listening, and so she offered them a gift, a challenge to test the depth of their love. Bring her 3 things, the shadow of a 3-legged cat, the feather of a white raven, and a cloak of woven thorns, and she would change them. If they could do this, if they could prove their devotion to each other, she would let them be together. 3 days she gave them, 1 for each task. If they failed, she would not intervene. They set out to complete their tasks, but the hatred in men's hearts was not so easily forgotten, and the village folk plotted. They set great traps in the ground and they waited, venturing deep into the woods to draw them out. For a moment, the girl and the wolf believed that they would succeed. The wolf was a keen tracker, and they found the white raven's feather with ease. Although she was wild, the girl had learned the household tasks, and so despite the pain, she managed to weave a cloak. But how does one trap a shadow? And so the days ticked by, and by the dusk of the 3rd day, they could feel their hope slipping away. But still they tried venturing deeper into the forest. It was only a matter of time before the village folk found them. They saw the fires burning in the distance, and together they ran, but the glow of the fire made unfamiliar shadows, and they lost their way. Running not the well-trodden path that they knew, but too close to the village, the trap snapped up, catching the wolf and bringing her crashing down. The village folk grabbed the girl, and when they had expressed their hatred, threw her down next to the wolf. The moon had watched it all. It watched as the girl dragged herself forward by those twisted fingers, so she could rest her head next to the broken snout of the wolf. The wolf pushed her nose against those fingertips, breath clouding white in the harsh winter air. The moon watched the earth take no notice of tears, and why should she? It was them who had failed her, the terms of the deal were clear. But the moon was a lonely god, and so rarely meddled in the affairs of men. What harm could its intervention do? It watched as their blood sunk into the ground, and it designed something new. The moon took the best of the girl and the best of the wolf, took their hope and their hatred, their love and their despair. A moment passed, and the moon breathed life anew into them both. They twisted, backs breaking and skins splitting. Then they rose, and they were no longer human, nor were they wolves. They looked at each other and saw what they had become, and they were beautiful. And together they took their revenge. When the bloodshed was done, the creatures that were once the wolf and the girl stood again. Together they turned to face the moon, who smiled at them, pleased with its new companions. Without looking back, they all walked together into the dark.